What's up everyone? I've been hitting the sales over the last few months, picking up a few pieces that I've had my eye on for a very long time. So in today's video, I thought I'd share them with you and show you ideas on how to style them if you happen to have your eye on similar pieces. I'll do my best to link every item I'm wearing down in the description box, and for reference, I'm 5'10", around 140 pounds, and I typically wear a 29-inch waist. Let's go.
The first outfit is going to be based around these beautiful Saint Laurent Wyatt boots. They've been in my wish list for absolutely years. I was looking for cheaper alternatives and came very close to buying one, but they never had all the details I wanted, and I decided I would only really be happy with the real thing. So when I saw these go for less than half price in the Christmas sales, I just went for it and pulled the trigger. They're a camel coloured suede boot made in Italy, and the quality is miles above anything I currently own. As you can see, they're the harness version, which I think is a beautiful detail. They have side zips, which makes them really easy to get on and off, and it's also just another additional detail that I think enhances the look of the boot. They do have quite a heel on them, which is a bit of a departure from my style, but I really liked the look of them on other people, so I thought I'd give it a go, and I couldn't be happier. For sizing, I went true to size with a UK 9. For the bottoms, I've gone for these Rider bootcut jeans from Weekday. If you're looking for any type of jeans, make sure you're not sleeping on Weekday. They've got a lot of variety and the quality is always really good. I'm really leaning into that 70s aesthetic by pairing these jeans with those boots. The bootcut means that the jeans flare out slightly at the hem and they fall really nicely over the boots. I went for a size 29, and although they fit around the waist perfectly, I'm wondering if the jeans are ever slightly too long on me. I'm considering getting them taken up a bit by a tailor. What do you guys think? For the underlayer on top, I'm sticking with Weekday, and I've got this Essence t-shirt from the women's section. I went for this particular t-shirt because it has a relaxed fit, but the length is fairly cropped. On my frame, it sits at the perfect length just around the waist, and I think it looks great in this outfit. I went for a size medium. For the top layer, I have this thrifted rib knit jumper. I'd been hunting around for a rib knit jumper like this for ages, and then I found one secondhand for £5, so I just went for it. There's no label on it, but it's very likely a women's piece due to how cropped it is. It has a nice wide boxy body and is short enough so that the t-shirt underneath can peek out. I do wish it was just a little bit bigger, to be honest. I like the length, but a little bit more room around my shoulders and arms would have been ideal. It's also slightly trashed and coming apart at the collar and hems, but I kind of like how it looks. For outfit 2, I'm starting with the classic Doc Martens 1460s. I really do need a new pair of black combat boots, but I'm struggling to find anything that beats the Doc Martens in terms of price and aesthetic at the moment. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. The only thing I'll say is that they fit a little bit big. I went for my usual size UK 9, and I think I could have sized down to an 8.5. On bottom, I have these 501s from Levi's, but they're not the regular 501, they're called the 93 crop 501. Levi's do several different 501s, including this one, the 93 straight, and of course the original 501, and they all have slightly different fits. This pair is a little bit more streamlined than the classic 501 and has that cropped length, which is nice for showing off your footwear. To be honest, you could just buy a vintage pair of 501s and just crop them yourself to achieve the same look. Take a look on eBay or Depop, I regularly see them for around £20, but I found these ones for less than half price and I knew the fit was going to be perfect, so I just went for them. They're in a classic mid blue, which is something I don't actually have in my wardrobe at the moment. I'm really looking forward to doing some double denim fits with these. I picked them up in a size 30. For the first layer on top, I'm properly leaning into that 70s vibe with this 70s Addy colour tee from Adidas. This is a little streetwearish when compared to my usual style, but it's an iconic piece and I absolutely love the colours that they've used. It's a beige body with a brown collar and sleeve hems, finished off with purple stripes on the shoulders. As I said in my previous video, I think purple is going to be one of the more popular colours of this year, and so I was happy to be able to incorporate a bit of it into this outfit. I picked it up in a size small because I wanted that more fitted look and I think it's worked out really well. It hugs the arms and body well without being skin tight, and overall it just nails that 70s aesthetic. For the top layer, I'm going back to weekday with this phyllo sweater from the women's section. I had my eye on this piece since the summer, but unfortunately it's been out of stock. It was finally restocked, so I quickly copped it. It's a loose knit sweater, so it has a sort of meshed texture and appearance to it. The fit is absolutely class. It has this boxy, oversized body that is cropped in length due to it being a women's piece, but the arms are also nice and long. I just love the overall shape of the sweater. It's fairly heavyweight, so a good piece for winter, but I can also see myself wearing it into spring and maybe even summer due to that loose knit. If I just chucked on a light vest underneath, I wouldn't get overheated. I got it in beige. It also comes in black, but that seems to be sold out again already, and I picked it up in a size medium. Now for the third outfit, I'm starting off with these Adidas Sambas. About a year ago, the sole on my Adidas Stan Smiths just completely detached. And ever since then, I've been looking for an affordable white sneaker replacement that I can wear daily. I came quite close to picking up some Margiela replicas, but then I realised I'd be too scared to wear them out day to day in case I scuffed them, so they weren't really what I was looking for. I eventually settled on the Adidas Sambas, which look extremely similar, and there's a good reason for that. If you check the history of this shoe, it was originally a GAT, or German Army trainer, and it was invented by one of the Dassler brothers. If you didn't know, the Dassler brothers are the founders of Puma and Adidas. Even though Mason Margiela has popularized this style of shoe, its heritage lies with Puma and Adidas. The ones I have here have green stripes, which were surprisingly difficult to find. I didn't want the OG colorway with the black stripes because I already have a favorite black and white shoe, which is my Converse Chuck 70. On bottom, I've gone with one of my most worn pieces of 2022, and that's these beige oversized crop trousers from ASOS. I've recently done a video on these, and if you've seen it, you'll know that ASOS don't seem to make them anymore. In that video, I've showcased a very similar alternative from Weekday. So if you're looking to try this outfit, then I'll leave a link to those down in the description. Just like these ASOS ones, they're wide and relaxed around the crotch and thigh, and they taper slightly down towards the ankle. The length is also cropped, so they're excellent for showing off your footwear. But in this fit, I'm wearing them a little differently from how I usually do. Instead of wearing them around the waist, I've pulled them down so I'm wearing them around the hips. I like the shape this gives me by elongating my body a bit. It also gives off massive 90s skaters vibes, which I'm totally okay with. Overall, these trousers give a really contemporary shape that can be adapted to both formal and casual occasions. I went for a size 29 in these ASOS trousers, which translates to a 46 in the Weekday trousers. On top, for the first layer, I've actually gone for this super old white tee that I was about to throw out, but then decided to experiment and crop it myself, and I actually love how it's turned out. I took no care when cutting it, so it's kind of janky, but it suits the rest of a t-shirt because it's proper old and discoloured. I always liked how this t-shirt fitted me around the arms and shoulders, but never really liked the length. But now that I've cropped it, it's become one of my favourite pieces. After I realised this, I started cropping loads of old tees and sweaters, and now I've got a bunch of old clothes that I absolutely adore. You should definitely try this yourself on some items that aren't any good for charity. Even if you only get a few wears out of them, it's all going to contribute to less waste and less landfill. To be honest, I might have cropped it a little bit too much, because when I raise my arms, you can definitely see my stomach. But if you saw my last video, then you already know that that's actually going to be trending next year anyway. So I guess I'm on trend. For the top layer, I've gone with the lambswool cardigan from Uniqlo, which is another piece I've already shown off in a previous video. It's still winter here in Wales and it's very, very cold. This cardi from Uniqlo has been one of my absolute staples over the last few months. It can fit into almost any outfit, adding a layer of sophistication and of course warmth. The lambswool is ultra thick and soft and keeps you super warm. The fit on this cardigan is also ideal because it's boxy and quite short. I love it so much that I have it in two colours. This black one and also a camel coloured one from the women's section, which is identical in shape but a little bit smaller, so I sized up. This men's black cardigan is in a size medium, whereas the women's camel coloured one is in a size large.
And so that's all I have for you today. Like I said, I'll link as many items as I can down in the description box below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.